Okay.
Bloom episode
Pod episode 2. How you doing today?
Good, man. I'm excited. I've been looking for this all weekend, honestly.
Oh, wow, that's so cute.
Yeah.
I've been too, I'm not going to lie.
Yeah.
I think we just want to start by just saying thank you to everybody for the first episode. This is something that we've wanted to do for a little while. And, starting something new like this, getting off the ground can be maybe a little intimidating. We weren't sure, and we were just blown away by all the comments, all the positive feedback, people hopping in our live chat just to say what's up. That was really, really cool. So thank you, everyone, so much for tuning in.
Yeah, I think when we initially started this, it was like, we kind of braced everyone in the office, like, it's probably not going to do that well. Like, we have to be prepared for that.
Yeah.
Honestly, like, all the comments, like, even Andrew, like, saying in the chat, like, wow.
Yeah.
Like, the reception has been really cool. So,
yeah.
Definitely meant a lot to us, and makes you want to keep going further and stuff. So we're excited to do this, man. We really love doing this.
Just made me more fired up to get back in here and do it all again.
Yeah, 100%.
So we got a lot of really cool points today. Looks like today's going to be a little bit more gear-based, I think, than the last episode. I guess we just want to start off, maybe alley-oop you a little bit here. There's been a lot of, this has been an exciting year for like releases 100%. So far. Like, and this is like, it's great for me, like starting in the beginning of the year and like seeing like from when I started, like the everything that's came out. But it seems like a little bit more of a special year already, just in terms of the, all the products that have been released. And there's a ton of products still like on the way that like we're all buzzing about in the office and the community's excited about. So we have a couple of new products coming out, and I guess I just wanted to see what your most anticipated releases of these. We got the Zen's Top Pro, the Punch Audio Martillo, 105 Silva, and of course the Monarch MK4. What do you, just of those sets, what do you think you're most excited for?
I keep going back and forth on this, but I think this, like the past weekend, I was watching a lot of content on Martillo, and I think the more and more I think about it, the more excited I get for it. Of course, the MK4 I'm excited about.
Oh yeah,
like we're big the audio
fanboys.
Here. Like, I'm excited about that. I'm excited to see what they do with the tuning switches and stuff, because I don't think any IEMs with tuning switches have really like captivated me yet, and I kind of have a feeling this would be like the first to do it.
Yeah.
But Martillo, man, it's getting a lot of positive reception. Yeah. And we have a demo unit coming soon, so I'm really excited to hear it. But I don't know, man. I just like every review I watch, people are just like, this is a value monster. Like HBB was super excited about it. Also, shout out to Axel from Giz Audio. I just watched his review this weekend. I sent it into the group chat too. Like,
it was
what
a great
an
video.
Outstanding review, man.
Fantastic.
I mean,
yeah.
I commented like, dude, this was terrific. Like, he just hit every single point. The comparisons were incredible. And like, I just commented, like, it just built my hype further. Like, I'm just really excited to hear it. So there's been a ton of hype on the Martillo. I'm excited, but like I'm such a sucker for a value set. Like, I know,
It's like I feel like become like my personality in this hobby. I'm like, but you can get this for $250. It's like I'm real excited. I can't wait to check that one out.
What are you most excited for? I think I have a guess. Yeah.
What is it?
Zen's Top Pro.
Yeah, it's got to be the Zen's Top Pro.
Yeah.
Matt, James actually gifted us the Zen's T Pro at Can Jam, and it just ended up being a kind of a perfect situation. I went to the booth, didn't know he gifted it to Matt. I listened to it and just fell in love and went to go to Matt. He was like, dude, you hear the Zen's T Pro? I love this IM. He was like, actually, no, but you can just have it. Those are like, storm. It was perfect. That was, those have been like honestly, probably like just my favorite IM ever. So, I mean, Top Pro just, it looks to be, I was just looking at the specs we have, like, it almost just looks to be like upgraded T Pro. Yeah. Like, we got 10 drivers in there. It looks like they're highlighting like a nice bass response. And I love how balanced the T Pro is. I'm a sucker for like a neutral set that, but it's a little bit on the fun side, like I don't need something crazy. I mean, I love the, something like the MK3 is nice and warm, but I feel like I can listen to just about anything. T Pro just complements my library so much, and I can't wait for the Top Pro. It almost looks like maybe an upgraded version. So I can't wait till we get our hands on that in the office.
And like the customer demand for this.
Oh my goodness.
Dude, I can't think.
We have to keep getting more.
Yeah, I don't think I've seen a product so far with like as many people reaching out. Like, when are you guys getting this?
When are you getting them?
Have you heard it? Yeah, like,
what's it sound like?
Yeah, like, and we're just like waiting. Like, I'm just anxiously waiting for our demo unit to get in and hear it, because like, I mean, every single piece of content again that I've watched on it, people just really
people love it, man.
And I mean, that's always been like Zen's thing. Like, like all their sets are just good. Like they just make good.
And they're
stuff.
value monsters. Again, value monsters. I think the T Pro's $350. This one's gonna come in at $500, so a little bit more, but like,
I mean,
that's still a value set. I mean, if you look at this hobby and just the market of all the sets out there, what you can get your hands on, I mean, you know, if this thing, hopefully, I'm looking like it's going to exceed expectations for $500. Like this is, I mean, I think it could be a market-breaking set for sure.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, not at all. And I mean, those are just of the new products coming out, but we've had so much come out so far this year. Like I was saying, like I feel like it's been a dominant year for like new releases in this hobby. Like what do you think in this calendar year, so 2025? What's been like your favorite release so far? Something that has been in your daily rotation that you're just obsessed with?
That's been another one that I've been thinking about a lot. And it just keeps coming back to the RU9, man. Yeah. It really is the RU9. Like we've got, not only is it like, do we love it in-house, but like customers who have gotten it have been super excited about it. They'll reach back out to us, give us their impressions, and like from what I'm reading online, like Andy Audio Vault had a really good piece on it. It was just like, you know, this is a king in its you know, category and everything. And I don't know, man, it's just like sources for me are tough, because especially portable sources, because like a lot of them I really enjoy the sound of, but I don't necessarily like want to use them. Like there's been very few releases where I'm immediately drawn to and be like, I want that in my personal life. Like DX180 was really the first DAP where it was like, I actually could see myself owning this and using this, and I use it pretty much every day.
Every day.
But then there's stuff like the DC Elite that I absolutely love the sound of. We talked about it last week, you know, but like, I don't necessarily love how it like, you know, is in my pocket. It's kind of away from my phone and everything. And it's like, well, maybe it's best used in a desktop setting, but then it's like, well, it's a portable unit. I'm having half of its use case here. And other things like the Mojo 2, probably, like I've said, some of the best sound in a portable unit you can get.
Absolutely.
Hi-Fi Griffin, super feature packed, awesome. But just like a brick of a device. And then like I think of like Nunchaku and Earman Lamp. I've never been big in portable tube implementation, and like those two got close. Nunchaku definitely got closer. I was never a big fan of the lamp, and it just doesn't make me want to use it. Like the Nunchaku had good sound characteristics, but had some quirks to it, like, you know, the ringing and stuff like that. Where RU9 just blends all these things together. It's got the MagSafe compatibility, great sound, great power output. It's like, what is wrong with this device?
I don't know.
There's nothing.
I couldn't tell you.
There's nothing about this device that makes me have any hesitations. And I've just wanted to use it, and I think that's just, again, a big thing for me. So I've been stoked about it, man. I love Cayenne. Everybody who knows me knows I love Cayenne. Like, super big, just enjoyer of everything they make.
Our biases are crazy, by the way.
It's crazy, dude. I mean, it's
with like Ibasso, the audio, Cayenne.
Like, and I tell customers that, like, just. I'm warning you, like, I am a huge Cayenne fanboy. Like, I have an HA2A at my house. I use it regularly, like, all the time. Like, it's just a great product. So RU9's kind of been that for me, man. I just want to use it. And everybody in the office kind of felt the same way. Like, Chin I love it so much. Like, Chin just took it for a walk. He's just like, I'm just going to use this. He just went out for a walk. He's like, I loved it.
When was the last time you saw Chin take a portable
That's what I'm saying.
Like, just out for a walk. Like that like that point that you have, it's so great. And like, I love the RU9 too. I got to do that video today, but I mentioned it in the video, like it's got great power. Like, I'm driving like cheap IMs, and I'm driving flagship headphones. Like, so that's great. It's pretty compact. You know, it's got the 3 filters on there. I was mostly using the classic one, but that's cool. Like, I mean, I love, like, you know, anytime you can kind of customize something within reason, like, you know, different than EQ, but like still like can really cater to you, and just like that just makes it like, okay, boom, versatility king. Like, that's all great. But the MagSafe is like, it's just something you don't know how like cool that's going to be until you use it and you clip it on your phone and you throw it in your pocket and you're like, this is freaking awesome.
Are you kidding me?
Are you kidding me?
Shout out to you. If you've not read that article, go read it. It's a really good article.
Yeah, thank you.
Not just to glaze you here. I mean, it is. It's well written. It's
thank you. Yeah, but I took it home over the weekend. Like, I took our unit home over the weekend. Because you want to use it. Yeah, it makes you want to use it. And like, that's just, man, it would be great if like Ibasso, because I love the DC Elite. How cool would it be if they made some sort of MagSafe case or adapt, like something that we could just slide that thing on the back of the phone, because that would be like even smaller. Yeah. So I mean the RU9, like, and I love it, but like I mentioned it in my review, like it's just big enough to be a little bulky in your pocket, but still, like, that is still better than like a, you know, couple inches long USB-C cable that's like kind of, so like, you know, like we do the thing, like sometimes the dongle's kind of hanging out of our pocket, or it's all kind of crammed in there, like with that L-shaped cable that they have that comes with it, and then just the MagSafe capability on the RU9, like that, it's a like total game breaker for me. Like I want to use it, and then not to mention, oh yeah, it sounds great, you know. And I think it caters to a lot of people because you know, it's a tube device. It does have like, you can bypass the tubes, but even with the tubes, it's not the warmest sounding. It's not noisy. So like I think it's gonna like cater to people that like love like a little bit of a tube sound. Like I love a tube sound, but I think it would also just be great, like the fact that you can bypass it. But even like if you don't bypass it, it's just adding a little bit of color. It's such a great unit, man. I've been loving it. It's even the review got posted last week, and honestly, I probably did enough listening early last week to just write the review, but I've been listening to it like pretty much nonstop, like over my desktop unit, because it is just fun. Yep. But
that was enough about what I've been most excited for. What have you?
Oh, what have I been loving this year? I think I got to go with the Quantum.
Yep.
Fat Free Quantum. Heard it at Can Jam for the first time right before it came out. I know you heard it like a year ago.
Yeah, I heard it in Can Jam Dallas of last year, so I guess that was like November, and it was a very early prototype. Like it wasn't even displayed, it wasn't even shown. They were just like, yo,
come check this out.
Yeah. Only a few people had checked out the show, and I think at the show, I mean, again, I only got like a few minutes with it, but I actually wasn't that thrilled with it. Like I was kind of like, there's some quirks here, and I've always been like that about planars. Like there's just always been something about its sound signature where I'm just like, it's not there yet. Yeah, it's just not. Yeah, and now, I mean, the final product.
Oh, it's incredible. Well, I mean, my first impression at Can Jam, like I was just like looking at the shell of this unit is like probably one of the more bizarre shells I think, like in the hobby. It's crazy. It's crazy looking. Yeah. There's no doubt. It looks like the Beats by Dre logo. It's like 1-to-1.
Once Marty said that, I was like, I can't unsee it. That's it. Yeah. That's just, it's forever.
But it's so funny though, because I know it looks bizarre, and some people that's just gonna be a turn off. Yeah. It's fine. I get it. But it's so like stupid comfortable. I get like such a wild, like good seal with those and the nice HDK tips. And I love like, because like you mentioned, it's a planar, and like, you know, that can make for like a strange IM, right? But they have Fat Freak's house sound like built into that. Like, I mean, it's just powerful. The sound stage is massive. I love the Noah module system with the Super Stage module. It is just a big experience. And it's just fun to get an upgrade cable out of the box. It just is. You know, I mean, whether you're a cable apologist or you're a cable hater, I mean, it just feels premium. I think it's $800 or $750, or, you know, so I mean, it's not quite a budget set, but I mean, when you compare it to some other Fat Freak stuff, right? I mean, like the Grand Maestro, or, you know, they have a lot of stuff in that area, in that price range, I should say. I love the power. I love how clean it was. I think it's very versatile. Like, I think it works for, you know, I mean, people love Fat Freak. They love the bass response. I mean, so they're listening to hip hop, or they're listening to, you know, they like a big thump, and it gives you that, but it's got some of the most delicate, like, vocals that like I've heard. Like it's a really well balanced IM, and it was addicting, dude. Like I had that set in my ear for like 2 or 3 weeks straight. Like I was just listening. I was like, I gotta get out of here. It's like someone who hasn't left the house in a while. It's like, dude, I gotta stop listening to Quantum. I got totally addicted to that set, and it's funny, it's making me want to listen to it again now, just talking about it. It's been maybe a couple weeks, but I think Quantum's for sure been my favorite set. But you've come around to it though. Like since your Can Jam impression, the first on, you've been enjoying the Quantum as well.
Yeah, I've said to customers at this point now, I think it's the best planar I've heard. Like, I think it's tough with planars to release something at more than $300. I think there's so many good planars in the budget realm that like Campfire, they were releasing like Supermoon, and I feel like for me that was the first planar that really grabbed a lot of people's attention. Again, this was when I was newer to the hobby, so I didn't see like the Timeless and stuff like that. But Supermoon really grabbed people's attention. But again, it's like $1,400. Yeah. Astrolith, people love that bass response. I haven't been a huge fan of Astrolith. I think it's got some peaky treble again. That's just some planar.
It's a good IM.
It's planar characteristics that you kind of have to live with if you want that resolution and general engagement. But for me, I wasn't like a huge fan, and I feel like Quantum in a competitive price range of $750 to come out, really give people not only that Fat Freak bass like you were saying that people love, but it's also got the treble and it's got the mid-range clarity, and it really is a very complete set. And to have the tuning modules as well to kind of tailor the sound more what you like it's a really good set. And again, I think I'm pretty confident in saying it's one of the best planars ever. I think they just really did a great job, because they could have just added a huge bass response like they always, they have in the Scarlet and the Maestro and all those things, and kind of call it a day, leave the treble a little bit peaky. But they really took their time, man. They really refined it, and I think it's
refined. It feels like almost their most mature IM.
I think so. I think it is.
Like I love how overall balanced it is, and it kind of alley-oops the Noah module system beautifully too. Like just like Quantum's house sound and where it's at, and then you have the power, the precision, and the super stage. I think the super stage only came with the first batch, but you could really hear the difference. Like and in my testing, like it was a lot of fun. And so I mean, again, like I feel like we do enough of these podcasts, you're gonna just start to read all my biases. But like I do love budget, but I love versatility. Like I'm all over the place. Like my music library is all over, and so. I think like, well, I love this product, or this is really cool, but this is out of my price range, or, I can see how this could be really cool for, you, if you're listening to this. Like, I'm not, I don't usually love the crazy reference IMs, but I can certainly appreciate, as a musician or as a producer, like I get it. You know what I mean? I think for me, it's like, well, what would make me like really want to grab this? And like, bang for your buck. I'm a big fan of that. But I mean, versatility, like we said on the RU9 with the filters and that unit's sound, and then like something with the Fat Freak with this module system, like it. I think it's versatile. It feels mature. It's clean sound. It's tough between that and RU9, but I think that's definitely been my favorite release like so far this year. Like I want it.
Yeah, a lot of people have been digging it, man. It's great. It's a great IM.
We kind of even it's almost like a perfect segue, because we can do the customer service question.
Yeah, I was thinking it is a really good transition. It's very topical.
It is topical when it comes to versatility.
Yep.
So we've been getting obviously a lot of hype about the Monarch MK4.
Yep.
Monarch MK3, one of my favorite IMs. Yep. Probably one of the most cult loved IMs in the hobby.
Oh yeah.
Honestly. People were asking, do you think that the MK3 will kind of serve alongside the MK4? Like people are trying to ask us, what's the big difference? Like, what's the big deal? Like, okay, so what are they changing? Is it going to be like this, but like, a little less bass? Is it like, and they're just saying, well, what do the tuning switches do, right? And obviously we don't have them just yet. Like we haven't gotten our ears on it. Hopefully that's soon. Yeah. I think it definitely is soon.
Hopefully, yeah.
We'll be getting those, but... and you just had the great idea, just kind of talking about the tuning switches on the show. We've seen it done before. Yeah. Maybe it's a hot take. People love it. People don't care for it. But it kind of just blends into this whole theme of kind of versatility, which I feel like we keep hitting here. What are your thoughts just on like the tuning switches in general? And what do you think like this is going to do, like the MK4? Like you were kind of saying, like you're real excited to see it implemented. I would love to just kind of pick your brain on that and kind of settle this and get your long form take for all the people hopping in our live chat and shooting us emails about this set.
Yeah, I think it's a good question. I think the audio has done a really good job of releasing a ton of new IEMs, but still keeping their catalog very accessible in a multitude of different price ranges with a lot of different tuning styles. Like the Hype series, you have the Hype 2 that gives you a good glimpse of what the audio can do. Hype 4 really takes things to the next level. I mean, you get incredible bass extension, bass texture, clarity in the mid-range and a little bit of that treble spice that's like in like the MK3 and things like that. And then the Hype 10, like I'm not a huge fan of the Hype 10. I don't think it's that great. I don't love the value it presents at its price range, but it gives you also a very, clean kind of reference sound signature that, the Prestige LTD takes to the next level. So I think it's cool that they do all these different things. They release all these different sets, and there's kind of something for everybody. And I think that's what the MK3, the MK4, the MK2, and of course, the original, like, all do really well. Like, MK2 was incredible. It took everybody's, it captivated a lot of people. Critical, put it like S tier ranked. It was like his number one ranked IM on his ranking list at the time. And that was a huge deal for people. Like, that just drew so many people to our chat. Like, is it really that good? Like what?
People still prefer it to the MK3.
Yeah, I see the argument. I like the vocal implementation on the MK2. I get it can be a little bit sibilant at times. And the MK3 refined those quirks. And now there's two like tunings that you can go to. Like, I still like the MK2. I still like those more present and, forward vocals. I'm going to go with that one. So I think The Audio's done a good job in their tuning philosophy of making sure that all their IEMs can coexist with each other. And I think that's what MK4 is going to do. And I think they're trying to do something different now to kind of be like, well, I think we really hit the nail on the head with the MK3. I think we got it just right. Let's do something a little bit different. Putting in the stats there. The tuning switches, again, I've never been a huge tuning switch guy. I don't think a lot of IMs have really either made a big difference in their tuning, or when it is, it's just not that good. Like, I'm just, I think the only one that I can think of is the Grand Maestro from Fat Freak with the vocal boost presence. Like, that was always good. I like more forward vocals, so maybe that's just why I enjoy that more. But yeah, like some of Flippier's stuff, like they've done the tuning switches, and I've kind of been like, I think it just sounds better without it. I think a lot of IMs that, like the SA6, MK2 had like a boost, a bass boost, and it's okay, but like, if I'm just being honest, I'd rather EQ those adjustments myself than really have like the switch.
Or if you're a noob like me listening to that, you have like the switches like not synced up. You're like, what is going on here? And you gotta take it out and look at. Exactly. Well, it also just like leads into like, this is like the fourth generation of the Monarch, which is, it just shows how successful and how popular that IEM is. But it, with all the new releases this year, and with this one, like how do you just find yourself truly, like, how do you know when to stop?
I know it's a good question, and honestly, I've experienced it myself. Like I not to get like too philosophical or too dramatic about things, but
let's do it, baby.
Let's get it. That's what Bloom Pod's for.
We're doing Bloom Pod.
I just remember like a time, it was like near Christmas and a little bit after. Obviously, that's a very consumeristic part of the year. I mean, it's,
stonks.
Yeah, stonks. And I remember I was buying a lot of gear at the time, and it was just hard to like, we get first access to seeing when new things are going to release. So it's hard to like, be like, should I buy this right now, or like is something new going to come out? Like, I even think about the people that bought the MK3 recently, and it's like, well, the MK4 just got announced. Like, do you want to wait for that? And I've even warned people like, do you want to wait? Do you want to not? And like, I just remember I was watching a ton of content, watching a ton of reviews, and it just got to a point where it's like, I kind of need to stop watching things because it's just getting me looking forward to the new and the best and the next thing, and it's like, I just want to enjoy my gear. Like, I think that's what it comes down to. Like, you have to buy things that you want to use, that you want to enjoy, or else you're just always going to be looking for the next thing. So, like, there's sometimes where people come into our chat and they're like, hey, I have the 7th Acoustic Supernova. I absolutely love it. But should I be looking at a flagship offering? And it's like, well, if you like it, like, why do you want that next level? Like, and it's like, oh, well, there may be more out there that I can get. And it's like, yeah, there could be. But like, do you really want to take that chance? Like, especially when you think you have to climb the ladder to get that, like, I just don't know. And I think I was in that position too. And I get a lot of my information as hobby from watching content. Like, I watch. Me too. Me and you both will come into the office and over the weekend.
Did you see the new HPV video?
Oh, the new HPV video was so good. Oh, did you see this? Like, Hangout Audio just brought on this new IEM brand. It's really cool. Like, and like Can Jam can also be a big thing of like, oh, Tan Jam Origin just came out. It looks so good. Like, I want to get that set one. And it just comes to a point where it's like, what am I getting from all this? Like, I have gear that I like right now. unless there's a need for it, you know, I don't want to say need, more like a want from it. Like, should I really be watching this? Like, should I be watching a review on a podcast?
And it's a little bit different for us.
Right. Because we want to stay informed.
We have to be on top of everything.
Exactly.
And, you know, for some people, you know, they've decided, you know what, it is time for me to grab a new IEM. It's been such a great year for new IEMs this year, and a lot of them coming out. But I feel like you got to cover your baselines, right? So you're an audiophile, right? You got to get your, I think you need your beater sets, right? Like I have the Zen's-T Pro. I have the Theo FT1 Pro. Like I have a headphone, I have an IM like that I love, right? I mean, I'm happy right now, but it's hard for me too because like I can listen to whatever I want anytime because we got it all here, and we have to listen to it. Actually, like we need to stay on top.
We actually, by our job description, need to listen to it.
So yeah, and how lucky are we? But so I get that. So it's a little bit different. Like it can be tricky. Like okay, like I just sent someone an invoice this morning for the Monarch MK3.
Yeah.
I actually didn't think to let them know, hey man, the MK4 is about to come out. And like, I totally see that. Like, you know, you just got a product and then like they almost upgrade it, or like the next generation comes out and now you're feeling like you're behind because everyone's talking about, oh, I love it. Oh, I hate it. But they're still involved in it and like you're not. And like, so I totally get that. But I feel like it's important to cover your baselines. You know what I mean? I mean, what do you, like you have, I know you have the Deuce. Like what is your baseline that you have right now? Like I feel like you've built, like maybe you can talk about that because you've built a pretty cool home system. I know you got something going on over there at your desk as well. But like what are your thoughts on that? On just like kind of covering your basics, and then it's like if you see something and you're doing a lot of research, how do you think you would approach that?
Yeah,
I guess how would you approach like your next audio purchase, like with everything you have?
I think that's a great question because that's almost what I wanted to get to, like, and touch on, like, through this whole idea. Because first of all, like, new and the best isn't always, or the latest and greatest isn't always the best. Like, you know, there is a chance where the MK4 comes out, and it's not as good as MK3. It's not as good as MK2. So like, I think also keeping that at the forefront of your mind is important. And I think now, like, I've gotten to a point where at my desk, I have the JDS Labs Element 4. I absolutely love that thing. I adore it. There's never a point where I'm like, oh, could I get something more? Like, I just love it. I use it every day.
Their EQ implementation is kind of perfect for what we're doing as well, especially for you to have that here. Is perfect.
Yeah, it's just great. And it really gets me an idea of, like, okay, if I were to, like, when I'm reviewing, I don't immediately listen with EQ because it's like, I want to get the baseline, and then it's like, okay, what would I do differently? So anyway, I can talk about that for a while, but
shout out Duckbook.
Shout out Duckbook. I was actually about to say shout out Duckbook because his Quantum EQ profile just came out. And he just
I saw he dropped it. I literally, right as we got in here, I saw that he posted. I'm going to go watch it right after this.
So it's like, I have that. I have my portable system, my DX180. I take that to every single can jam. I take it with me on travel, everything. My home system, I got the Topping D70 Pro Saber and the HA2A. I love that system so much. Use it all the time. I cannot talk highly enough about that system. And it's like, okay, so I have all these things. What more do I like actually want? And what more will I actually use? Because I could go ahead and get another desktop system. Am I really going to use that? Like, no. Like, I just need something that I want to use. And I think that's a very important piece of evaluating, especially source gear. So I think right now, like, I'm getting my new place set up and I'm really excited about that. It's like, I want a vinyl system there. I want some desktop speakers and something that me and my fiance can enjoy when, you know, we're cooking, when we're eating dinner, you know, just throw on a record. You know, like, I'm looking at, like, the Ever Solo Play series, and it's like, it's got a CD player, got that interface. Because she, you know, like, spinning records for her, she might be like, I'm interested in it, but sometimes I just want to connect my phone to it and just stream. And it's like,
that'd be such a great unit.
It's such a great system because it's just all in one. Again, I haven't used it or heard it yet, so maybe I shouldn't say that, but it looks to be a really great system on paper. So I think evaluating, like, what will you actually use? Like, my Confined Delcy. I love that set because it's $75 and I can plug it into an Apple dongle and bring it to the gym. I'm actually going to use that. Fat Freak Deuce, it's very comfortable. I can wear it all day. I'm
comfortable.
Like, I'm actually going to use that. 64 Audio Neo is a pleasure to use because it just does everything really well. And I can listen to that at any time and always enjoy it. So, like, if you really sit down and look at products out there, ask yourself, will you actually use this? Because there's so many times where you can just buy something and it's like, okay, I have 4 headphones now. And, like, I own the Meze Elite, and it's a $4,000 headphone, and I'm using my Audio-Technica R70X Refine more than my Elite.
Yeah.
Like, that's a very random example, but it's like, if that's happening to you, like, maybe sell your Elite. Maybe you sell something else in your collection and get something that you'll actually use. Like, I just think that's an important piece. Because if you just have gear sitting around, like, it might be cool to show your friends. And that's another thing. If it's just sitting around, maybe you have a $300 set of IEMs that you don't use all the time, give it to your friend.
Yeah.
Introduce them to the hobby. Like, I've done that, and that's given me more satisfaction and gratification than just having it in my collection and just being like, oh, it's a cool piece to own.
Absolutely.
Like, we get, a friend of ours came in for a demo, and he really wanted the Deuce, and he wanted it in 4.4 because he really liked everything about it, and he just wanted to own that, but he didn't have a 4.4 source. And it's like, well, I haven't used my Questel M15 in a while just because we have a lot of portable gear here. I have my DX180. Like, just take it.
Yeah.
Like, really? Like, seriously? And I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, I don't use it.
Yeah. It's just like introduce them to the hobby through that and stuff if you really don't feel like you're going to use it. And
he loves the Deuce.
He loves it.
Yeah, like that was what it took for him to, kind of take the splash, and like you just being generous and having something laying around. It's like, dude, just take this. Yeah. Like, of course. Like, you want to buy the Deuce, you don't have anything to play it with, just take it. Yeah. And that introduced him into the hobby. Yeah. And like I love what you're saying. Like, it's just about like practicality. Yeah. It's like I think for me, like, and you're just making me think. Like, I want to grab a DAP. For sure. Yeah. Like, that would be my next practical. Like, I have a headphone. I have 2 pairs of IEMs I love, right? And I use my headphone at home. I usually honestly just use it for gaming mostly. But, I use my IEMs that I own, like, every day here. Like, I just love them. If it's more casual, if I'm doing, like, more busy work and, then I can just put something in. Like, I love it. I have that system here. But I think for travel, like, whenever I'm going somewhere, like, I'm like, all right, guys, I'm taking our DAP to Texas. Like, I'm taking our SR35. Like, I would love to get my hands on a DAP, and especially like what you were saying for Can Jam. Like, it happened a couple times at Can Jam where it would be my turn to go out to the floor and check stuff out. I'd be like, Matt, can I bring your DX180? Like, so embarrassing for what? Like, to ask you to bring your DX180 onto the floor. But it's like, I need a DAP. Like that, like, just practically, like, it's like I have everything that I'm happy with right now, but, outside, like, I don't have anything at home right now that I can plug 4.4 into. So, like, for me, like, that would just practically be the next thing that, like, I want to move to. And then there comes a time when, because I think that my next IM purchase will probably be in that $800 to $1,000 range is something that I would want to get my hands on. And then it begs the question, like, well, you already have 2 IEMs. Like, what are you going to do with, what am I going to do with my variations, Like, I'm sure that there's, someone that could probably use that more, like, someone that at church, like, playing on the worship team. Like, what a bomb to drop on someone. Like, hey, man, like, we play together every week. Like, you should check these out. You know what I mean? And just, and that opportunity just to talk about the hobby and get their first experience with, like, some really good gear is always so much fun. Yeah. But I love that, man. Yeah, it's just all about practicality.
Yeah. But, yeah, like, I when I upgraded from my... I had the X-Duo TA22 and the Sennheiser 620S for a little while, and I love that system. I adored it. And it came a time where I was able to upgrade, and I thought it was time to kind of have a separate DAC and amp. I really wanted that. And I was able to give that, like, 620S and TA22 to my mom. And, like, she absolutely, like, listened to it for the first time and just loved it. She was just like, this is so awesome. And, like, to share that experience with people, I mean, that's just a really cool thing. So I think anytime anybody has that opportunity to do so, it's awesome. Like, just totally do it. So
absolutely, dude. Wow.
That was a fun topic, huh?
Yeah, that was a fun topic. It feels like a little like I don't know. Yeah. I hope Andrew likes the episode. Andrew, our boss, by the way, owner of Bloom. Yeah. We're not
asking our customers, like, make sure you think about what you want to upgrade to. Or what. He's like,
He's like, guys, what are you doing? Oh, man. I mean, we do just want to keep it real.
We keep it real, man. I mean, we tell customers all the time. Yeah. Like, just straight.
I've told people. Shooting. And especially if, like, we pride ourselves on customer service. Yeah. Especially, it's like, talking to people, like, I just want to be real with everyone. And I tell people, like, our bias is, I mean, if you've been watching our content for a while, you probably know Maddie's biases.
Oh, dude,
you know
I literally said in the Noir XO video, I'm like, hey guys, I love the people that make this headphone. I know them personally.
Yeah.
I have a Noir X. Like, we're also selling the product. Like, if you haven't realized,
yeah, it's like, who are we kidding? You know what I mean? It's
exactly.
like, we're selling these products, but you know, like at the end of the day, like I try and write in the couple of written reviews I've done, like when I get into sound, the first thing I do is say, hey guys, just going to get this out of the way now. I do really enjoy this, or you know, this is my favorite. Like this is one of my favorite IMs from them, or you know, hey, I enjoy this. Maybe it's not my favorite, but I still really enjoy it, and here's why. Like I'm trying to just get it out there and just be, you know, not be unbiased, but just like, because I mean, like we
are biased.
We are biased, like
100%.
For more ways than one, and like we also love this. You know what I mean? Like all of us here, like, you know, especially like in CS, like we all love the hobby. Like we all love music. We all love this gear, and I just think, who are we fooling? Like to
HBB honestly says it best. Like people can smell BS from like a mile away, and it's like. I'm not going to sit here and act like I'm unbiased or these things. Like, it's just not going to happen. Like, I just am. And I also think, like you were saying, we love the hobby. We're as much part of this hobby as a consumer as we are in it from like a work standpoint.
Definitely.
There's times where I'm just browsing other pieces of gear from, you know, multiple other retailers and stuff, like, oh man, I look good. Like, that looks so good.
Man, we gotta get these. Asking Andrew if we can bring it on so selfishly we can listen to it at the office. Hey Andrew, check these out. Literally me with the Zen Pro. And we did it!
Yeah, and we did it. And now says, like it's just... I mean,
shameless plug. That's a great, like, we need to bring those on. I want to tell customers, like, you should get this.
We
want
know what I mean? People to be able to buy great gear.
Yeah,
like,
absolutely.
We enjoy it. We want you to enjoy it.
Absolutely.
Right? So,
yeah. What, this is a fun question that you have here that you wrote down. If you had to describe your perfect audio product, would it be an IEM, headphone, source? What would it entail? And you may have to help me out with this question, because are you talking about a product that's been released, or are you talking about like we're just chopping it up, like Crank Audio, like I'm making this, like what are you talking about here?
Yeah, so it could be a product that already exists. Like you could just be like, oh well, I think I don't know, Moondrop Variations is perfect. Like that to me is the perfect product. It fits well, it sounds great, it looks cool, whatever. Or it could be like, I desire this in the hobby, and if I could design anything, this is what I would do. So for me, like, I don't think any product is perfect, if I'm being honest. Like, I just don't think, like, as much as I love the HA2A, I don't think it's perfect. I think if I were to refine it, I'd add the triode and ultralinear, you know, switch that they have on the 6A. You know, I'd do some different, just stuff like that. You know, like, there can always be improvements, but like for me, like maybe if I say mine, you'll get the general idea. Like I feel like there isn't a headphone out there right now that I absolutely adore. Like I love my Noir X. I love my R70X Refine. I think it looks cool. I think it sounds great. Super comfortable. Used them a ton over this weekend for gaming and music listening. And it's just like there isn't a headphone yet that has really grabbed me. And I say like, wow, like this is mind-blowing. Like there's just always been a caveat, and I think if I were to design a headphone, like I'd want something, if I'm just being honest, bassier than what is out there right now. Like there's just always been quality bass response in headphones that I've always really enjoyed, but there's never been that quantity that I think an IEM has given you. Obviously from the sense that it's literally in your ear.
Yeah,
and, you know,
well, it's just
headphones are
different level of immersion.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But I think there are opportunities out there for like a headphone to be bassier, to be super comfortable. Like I think of like...
Well, the XO did that for an open back, for sure.
It did. It's still, though, I think there's some things about the XO that like I said in my review, like I like the Noir X more. Like I think the XO can get a little bit busy in the mid-range, and there's a little bit of treble detail that I feel like is lacking, which is interesting because like DMS was like, there's a lot of treble detail and there's like a lot of spice there. So that's pretty interesting to see how like ears differ and stuff, but like for my interpretation, that's what I kind of got from the headphone. So I don't know. I think there's things in the headphone market that I look at that I'm like, I wish somebody really innovate a headphone as much as there's been innovation in the IM space. Like, there's a new IM release every day. Like, we're talking about this news here about like the Zen's Top Pro, the Monarch MK4, the Martillo, and it's like people have already had their hands on it. People are already ordering it, talking about it. Like, almost in a sense, it's like old news. Like, we're getting to this late. And that's like a funny thing where like headphones, we have the 105 Silva here that I'm really excited about. Yeah. I just think there's so much more room for innovation in headphones, and I just feel like I haven't gotten it yet. And I'm just excited for the next step. I'm excited to hear that headphone that I'm really like, oh my gosh. Like, this is it. This is. I really want to own this. I really love this. Like, I've had that to a certain extent, but I think there's that next level. Yeah. I think we're more of like an IM office too. Yeah. I know Caleb. He loves headphones.
Caleb loves headphones.
And I love headphones too. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah, absolutely.
If I'm choosing IMs or headphones, I mean,
I'm going to go with IMs. I almost say I would agree with you, but I am also like just more of an IM guy. I mean, I think you're generally just enjoy IMs more yourself, and like I would agree. Like I've had moments like that. Like when I listened to the 109 Pro for the first time, like I would say that was definitely one of my favorite. It probably is just my favorite headphones still. So like and so comfortable, and I love the sound, and I definitely had that moment with the 109 Pros where I did fall in love. But you know, it's funny. Like I when it just comes to headphones or IMs, I find myself going back to IMs more, right? And I was listening to the Aria Unveiled a lot last week. I had a good time with that.
Phenomenal headphone.
Yeah, it is phenomenal. But I know exactly what you're saying. There is like a different that you're just saying. Like I'm just totally captivated, absolutely infatuated with this headphone. Like, what is it for you? And you're kind of like, yeah, like there's a lot of great headphones that I either own or love, but you know, just more innovation in that way.
Like there hasn't felt like there's been a headphone release in the past year that has totally moved the needle for me.
Right.
Like the Modhouse Tungsten was a really big leap for the hobby, like a DIY or making a headphone that is one of the best in the space, if not the best. Like I think it's probably the best. And like I just feel like that's so rare. Like it's just so rare for a headphone to come out and really have that impact. And I want to see more of that.
Yeah, man. I think, man, this is...
It's a tough question. It's a loaded question.
It's a loaded question. This is going to sound crazy. You're going to think this sounds crazy coming out of my mouth because you know me and people probably don't know this about me. But, because, you know, I'm not like a crazy EQ guy.
Understandably.
Yeah.
I get it.
But I also think it's unless you have products that allow you to easily EQ, then you're not going to be an EQ guy, right? I mean, there's people like I know, like Duck Bloke, like that's his thing, right?
Yeah,
and you get the JDS labs, you love, like you'll tell me all the time, oh, Odyssey with EQ is the best I ever, like, and it's funny, it's probably true, but it's funny, but like, you know, not every product that we sell, whether it's like a DAC amp system or even like in DAPs, like I just feel like in this hobby, there should be, I think like from what I've seen from your JDS labs unit, and the EQ capability on there, I think that should be streamlined across
100%.
Just about everything that you can get your hands on when it comes to a source. I think that if there was a way for, and the fact that you can save, like, and especially in that program, like saving separate EQs for separate products. Like when you load up your whatever, like a software. Like when you load that up and there's just like the list of like you're spending time EQing, and then it's like, well, this is cool, and like save it like that on the go. Like, can we put that in a DAP, right? Or can the companies that are, you know, selling these desktop systems, like, why don't they have a software to be able to do this? You know what I mean? And I think on JDS Labs, it's still, is it a software or is it a website?
It's a website that you go to, you log into, and then it kind of turns itself into like a software. But it's not like a dedicated app that you get, you know, off like the App Store or anything like that.
So maybe what I'm asking for is out there, and if it is, let me know. But
well, there are
streamlined
I know
EQ capabilities where it's the user interface is like not ugly to look at, and I can save things, and like, you know, maybe like. And then I'm thinking in a million different ways, right? So maybe I want a certain EQ for this IM, and I know I'm mostly listening to this genre of music with this IM. But then also, you know, outside of just boosting or lowering your preferred frequencies, like why can't I have 4 EQs for certain IM? I mean, if you want to get like real nerdy about it, it's like, well, I love the T Pro. It's like, well, I have 4 different presets here that I can just bang right there because I'm listening to this record and I like this record with it. I mean, it kind of, that's what Duckbook does, right?
Yeah.
I just wish that
his methodology is like, I got a glimpse of it. It was just like, oh,
big Duckbook episode today.
I know. No, seriously, a lot of Duckbook mentioned here.
I just kind of wish that, because I feel like it's almost like a controversial thing even in the hobby, like EQ or no EQ. There's believers, there's haters, and then there's people like me, and I'm just like, yeah, this would be really cool. Like, I wish I didn't have to jump through hoops to kind of experience this, and that there was just a streamlined way. Like, do you kind of know what I'm talking about?
I 100% know what you're talking about. Like,
and it's like, I don't even know, is that a product, or is that a software, or is that implementation? Like
the Quadelix 5K, one of the most renowned portable DAC dongles. Actually, probably the most renowned. Like, everybody loves it. It's, I think, $110. You know, it's this big. You get EQ on your phone. You can, adjust from there and do things, but it's like, it's still a little bit quirky. Like, it has 2.5 millimeter balanced. It's like, like, bro, I'm gonna be honest, like, we're not using that. It's got 3.5 millimeter, which, is fine for, general use and stuff.
Yeah.
But it's like, out of the box, I don't think it sounds that great. I'm just being honest. Like, I don't know. And like, the EQ features, I've never like immediately gravitated towards. Like, it's good, and I get why people love it so much. And if you have one and you love it, I'm happy for. I'm genuinely happy for you.
Waiting to see what you were gonna say there.
It's a great product, but like the Element 4 and JDS Labs really made something where it's like, okay, this opens up the door for a lot of other companies to be doing this.
Yeah, and
like JDS Labs is a small company from like Chicago. Like, if they're doing it, like Topping, like I know
Topping can do it exactly. Like that's exactly what I want.
Yeah,
like, I just want better implementation of EQ capabilities, like so that it's not, so I don't have to jump through hoops just to try and get like a custom EQ. And like the BTR 17 had EQ capabilities, but and it's in such a small unit, and like, that's like really cool and like really innovative, but like innovative? Yeah. It's innovative.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Sorry. Can't talk. This is my first time. It's still, but the UI, like, it's just not quite there for me.
I know.
Like, that's the only thing, right? So it's like, oh, Jake, well, they have this, and like, I haven't found anything, or even in like some like crazy flagship dApps, right, that allow more like customization for your sound profile. I just wish it was a little bit more streamlined, and I don't know if it's a software or if it's a new unit, or if I'm just like anal about UI and like I'm just unsatisfied with it. Like, I'm not sure
I am.
what it. Yeah, I definitely am too. But I'm not sure exactly what it is. But I think that would be like. I feel like I'm not even answering your question.
No, I think you're answering it really well, because it's a topic that I've always struggled with. Like, when I first got started, I saw, Resolve, all these guys in the hobby that like love EQ, and I'm looking at them like, wow, these guys are way above my understanding of this. Like, I want to get involved in EQ, and I'm like asking Steve, like, hey Steve, what do we have in the office that has EQ? And he's like, there's some like there's some dApps here that only let you EQ through their local play files. You can't use it for streaming. Also, it's a 10-band equalizer that you have to drag up and down, and you can't manually like implement the values yourself. And also, like, it's glitchy, and it's like, okay, I don't. Nothing you said there sold me on wanting to use that. Like, I genuinely, I'm actually I'm less interested in EQ as a whole now after hearing that. Like, I don't want to use that. So it's like, I get it, man. Like, and like Apple users will be like, oh, how do I use EQ on Mac OS? And it's like, you have to download this app that also like kind of sucks.
Or you just,
like,
you don't.
Like, you just genuinely don't. And then it's like, I watch all these other like Resolve has a phenomenal video on how to EQ and stuff, and you're just looking at it, and it's like, okay, this is a Windows computer. Like, I don't have a Windows computer. I don't. Yeah. Like, I have a custom built PC at home, literally just does gaming.
Yeah.
I don't browse the web on it. I don't do anything but game.
For your home system, you usually plug it in your Mac?
It is plugged into my computer as the source, but like I'll play through that, or I'll use Qobuz Connect. And like, dude, Cobuzz Connect implementation changed the trajectory of my life. Cobuzz Connect, I don't want to say like why it took so long. Like, I don't want to like bash them for taking so long, but like, bro, it should have been implemented a long time ago because it's game changing. But anyway, I'll just like turn my computer on and then control Cobuzz Connect from my phone.
Yeah.
But like watching the EQ process through that video is just like, I'm not going to tell a first-time customer to be like, oh yeah, go through this, and they're just going to be like, bro, like I just wanted 5 dB more bass. I'm like, why am I downloading like a third-party software doing this? So I get it. Like, yeah. I want something like the Element 4 that's just kind of streamlined across all these different systems. And it would just be nice to have a product that's so easy to use, to have that custom implementation, have a good UI. Like Element 4's UI, I just want to use it. I load it up.
I'm not familiar with it, but it looks good, and like it just seems like the best I've seen so far.
I think so.
When it comes to EQ, and I guess now we're just riffing at this point, but I just we've talked about it a lot. Tim keeps getting mentioned. How about we just let's get controversial. Like, can you give me your thoughts on EQ in this hobby?
Yeah, I understand why people don't use it. I get it. Like, I use it personally. I don't use it probably as much as like what I've seen from like Resolve. Like he mentions like EQ a lot. Like, I don't use it as much as like Duckbloke, who like swears like every single IEM can improve by EQ. Like, I understand that philosophy. I get it. I totally think that it can improve things. But as a consumer, when you're spending $849 on the Supernova, why do I need EQ? Like, I just spent $849. And also, I do think there's always something with EQ that makes it sound like, I don't have a word for it. I want to say stretched. Like, it's like, this wasn't how it was supposed to be tuned, and now I'm altering it. I'm altering it. Like, out of the box, it just should sound good.
Absolutely.
Like, and I don't think there's ever been a product that I like. Ibasso 3T154 that I am. Like, I'll just be honest, it sounds awful. It's an awful sound IEM. And like, I hate to say that because I've never tuned an IEM personally, and I don't want to diminish the work that's been put in by those engineers, but like, I just don't think it sounds good. And I don't think EQ can resurrect that IEM. Like, and like, that just shows the limited capabilities of EQ. Like, there is a point where there's no turning back on a product. Like, people are saying about the XM6. Like,
I'm sorry, this is just so funny to me because no, I don't want to cut you off. Keep going. This is funny to me.
Like, that just shows that there is a wall that's met with EQ, and it just shows that there's a limited capability of it.
Yeah, like, absolutely.
And
well, yeah, inherently, like, and I mean, this hobby's so subjective to where like you can, and I really do see both sides. I haven't gotten involved too much with like EQ outside of you like freaking out over your JDS labs and being like, dude, come listen to this with a bass shelf, and I'm like, yeah, wow, it's really good. Like, and that's like a lot of fun, but I think like how much should we talk about like a frequency response graph, and like, we call them graph sniffers or whatever, but like we're looking at like the graph and it's like, oh yeah, look at this, like, and like, oh, this is just like this other IM that we love and it's $500 cheaper. Like, well, like kind of getting excited about like, the art that is like, like tuning, creating
exactly, and
releasing like an IM. Like it's really artistic, and like, I can see where people would say, hey man, that's why I like to collect a lot of IMs, and I like certain IMs for certain genres, or on using them, matching them, pairing them with different sources, and like that, like, people that love this hobby, like they love that, and like I kind of think like that I'm closer to that side of it, right? Where like I listen, I mean, I only own 2 IMs, but like I listen to them for different reasons, like, and sometimes I'm in the mood for one, and sometimes I'm in the mood for other, and like EQ can kind of destroy that.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I totally get it. Like, why would I buy an art piece?
Yeah.
And then like be like, oh, well, I can change it a little bit. Like,
but on the contrary,
I can make it better.
It is subjective, and you can make it better for you.
Exactly.
Like, you can make it better for you. Like, we all love the Z God Odyssey, but like, you have found an EQ that you are convinced it's God's gift to Earth, and maybe it is. I'm sure it is. I'm just saying, like, I do see both sides, and like, and then on the contrary, you bring up, okay, the Supernova is $850, right? Like, why? Like, it should sound good out of the box. Yeah. Well, it does sound good out of the box.
It sounds terrific.
Yeah, and then on the contrary, it's like, well, I spent $850, and I just want a little bit more bass.
Yep.
Then do it. Yeah, exactly. So like, I totally see both sides, but I totally see why it's like kind of controversial. And I think it would be fun. You mentioned that Resolve brings it up a lot. Like, I kind of love the idea. I mean, obviously Duckbook does it, but like, maybe, if there's a new IEM and you're doing it and like implementing like, hey, and just for fun, like I did this in the EQ and this is what it looks like. And like, this made it sound really cool too. Yeah. And like, I think there's a way to do that without just diminishing like the brilliance and the excellence of an IEM.
Yep.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, of course. Like I kind of did that with the Kiwi Ears Division review. Like, I was like, out of the box, this sounds okay. It's also $50, so take that like you're not expecting perfection.
Dude, for $50, the Division's awesome.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But it's a little bit boomy. It sounds a little bit boxy. Like I told Kiwi Ears, like they asked for feedback before I posted the video, and I was like, yeah, if I had tuned it myself, I would have done these little corrections that I thought made a big difference. But like. Also, I've never tuned a headphone or IEM, so don't take anything I'm saying to heart. Really. It's just personal preference. Like, I don't have that expertise. Yeah. I don't ever want to come across like, oh, well, this sounds way better definitively with this EQ profile because, like, somebody could hear that and be like, this sounds like atrocious. Like, what have you done to this headphone? Yeah. So, like, I don't know. I think it's cool to play around with it, but it doesn't make me think of myself like, oh, I could do that. I could do it. Like, I just can't.
I'm very aware that I can't. Yeah, and it's like subjective, and like in that, like, I don't know. I just feel like it ties into everything we talked about this whole, like, like when it comes to versatility or EQ or what's a perfect product, or like this hobby is so subjective, and I think that whether it's us recommending to or to not grab a new product, or for us, gassing up something that has tuning switches and like has versatility, or us talking about EQ for 20 minutes, like I just I think like that's something that I need to remind myself a lot, especially like if I listen to an IEM and it's not for me. Like it puts us in a strange place as someone who's selling this, and people come in and like they want to know about it, and I got to tell them about it, right? And so that's where it is such a subjective hobby, but I think that's what makes it so fun.
It's so fun.
I think that's what makes it so addicting.
I mean, it goes back to the point where I just said the 32154 is really a bad IEM. Dude, we have 5-star reviews on that because people are hearing.
Because it's not a bad IEM to other people.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. And that's what makes it fun. Like. That's what, if we all were listening to the same thing, we're all saying this is so great, this is so fun, like, we'd probably not enjoy this hobby. Yeah. It'd just be road.
Well, then it becomes like, well, who cares about a new product, or
there's nothing. Yeah. Why?
Who cares about upgrading, right? And like some of it is like, well, if there was no improvements and no advancements in like products that are coming out and there's no uniqueness to it, then obviously like we wouldn't have a hobby at all.
Let's just pack up shop and go home.
Yeah, then we'd be unemployed. But
we'd be posting this is the last Bloom Pod.
2 episodes in, we're unemployed. We can't drop the episode. Matt went crazy on that Ibasso IEM. I'm just laughing so hard because I think we're just about wrapping up at this point, right? But I just think it's so funny to me that we've wanted to do this for like longer than I should have been even allowed to think about doing this. And I just think it's so funny for Andrew, our boss, who is like has been so supportive and is just like the coolest.
I mean, lets us just do whatever. Gives us so much ownership,
so much freedom, ownership, and he is great. But it's funny when we were talking about. Bloom Pod. Maybe we'll just cut this out. I don't know. But we're talking about doing a podcast, and he's like, yeah, like I like it. Like I think it's gonna be a lot of work. Like just experiment with it, have fun. And we filmed that first episode, and he loved it and was so supportive and like, do it, green light, go. I'm just thinking the second episode, we're telling people not to buy things.
Hey man, that's just my personal opinion. There's probably a 5-star product review out there that you can find on any product that I say I don't like. And somebody's like, this is the best thing I've ever heard. And again, just goes to show, hobby's so subjective.
Yeah.
And like,
That's what it is.
The DX180, I believe in DX180 supremacy. And it's like, some guy could be like, yeah, well, I like the DX260 MK2 way more. It's like, okay, cool. I
like the SR35 more.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
That's why it's great to have like a lot of options, and that's, you know, what I love about just like Bloom and just getting into this. It just makes it special, like for us to have relationships with people that, and then they start to know our takes. And like, I can't tell you how many times someone hops in the chat and they see you on YouTube and they're like, is Matthew around? I want to get his thoughts on the XO. And like just how fun that is, like, you know, because it is subjective. And so, I don't know.
It's fun.
I'm rambling, but it is fun. Yeah. We should probably wrap it up.
We got to go get lunch soon. So
this
was fun.
Hopefully it gets released.
Oh man.
Seriously. Thank you everyone for the feedback. Yeah. Like, we want feedback. We want constructive criticism. We want to know what you guys want to see. We're gonna try and do this as much as we can. I mean, I have a blast doing it.
I do too. It's so much fun.
It's just so much fun. So thanks for tuning in.
Yeah.
Episode 2.
Peace.
Peace.